Hi, this is Crack EE with Nada. In this video, we'll understand concepts of digestive tract, which is also called gut or alimentary canal. First, we'll talk about the path through which food passes when we eat. After chewing action of teeth, it passes through esophagus, which is a food pipe, then it goes to stomach, then small intestine, which is the very coiled part of digestive system. Small intestine has three parts. First is duodenum, second is jejunum. In these two parts of the small intestine, chemical digestion takes place. Last part is ileum, where most of the absorption takes place. When the undigested food reaches large intestine, most of the nutrients or food molecules have already been absorbed in the blood. The first part of large intestine is cecum, then ascending, transverse, and descending colon. Sigmoid colon is S-shaped part of large intestine. Rectum is the part that stores feces before it releases out from the opening called anus. There are three other accessory organs: liver, gallbladder, and pancreas, which are not the part of digestive tract but have a great role in the process of chemical digestion. Liver produces bile, which is stored in gallbladder and via bile duct comes to the duodenum, the very first part of small intestine, where it helps in fats emulsification. Pancreas also secretes different digestive enzymes which release in duodenum and helps in chemical breakdown of food molecules. The whole digestive tract from esophagus to rectum composed of four layers, which are serosa, the outermost layer of the gut. It is very slippery or lubricating to reduce the friction with the other organs in the abdomen. The second layer of gut is muscular layer, which has circular and longitudinal muscles, which cause peristalsis. Peristalsis is a rhythmic wave-like contractions and relaxation of the gut muscles, which pushes food down. The third layer is submucosa, which has blood vessels to supply oxygen and nutrients to the gut cells and the nerves. The innermost is mucosa, which has different types of the cells. We will discuss about the different types of the cells of mucosa in the next few slides. Stomach is like a muscular bag, has cardioesophageal sphincter, which when relaxes means open, so food passes from esophagus to stomach. Chemical digestion takes place here, and pyloric sphincter is another valve, which when relaxes means open, so liquefied food after chemical digestion stomach enters into the duodenum. Mucosa, the innermost layer of gut wall, has different type of the cells in the stomach, which are mucus cells release mucus, which is gastroprotective. Parietal cells release hydrochloric acid, HCl, an intrinsic factor. Chief cells release pepsinogen, which is a protease, an enzyme, and G cells release gastrin. Now, what happens within stomach? Proteins in stomach stimulate G cells to release gastrin. This gastrin stimulates parietal cells to release HCl or hydrochloric acid. This hydrochloric acid activates inactive pepsinogen, which is released from the chief cells of gastric mucosa, to active pepsin. This active form of pepsin chemically break down proteins into polypeptides. So I guess we'll be clear for function of all the cells of gastric mucosa. Only left with the intrinsic factor, which is also released from the parietal cells of gastric mucosa and helps in the absorption of vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 helps in the synthesis of red blood cells or erythrocytes. Therefore, the deficiency of intrinsic factor in old age usually can lead to different types of anemia. This is how actually hydrochloric acid released from the parietal cells of gastric mucosa. CO2 or carbon dioxide combines with water H2O molecule with the help of enzyme carbonic anhydrase and makes carbonic acid H2CO3. This carbonic acid H2CO3 ionizes into HCO3 ion and H plus hydrogen ion. This hydrogen ions in exchange with potassium ions and ATPase pumped out of the stomach parietal cell into the lumen of stomach. Chloride ions are also transported into the lumen of stomach and make hydrochloric acid with the hydrogen ions. Stimulation of parietal cells for release of HCl or hydrochloric acid are vagal nerve, which is a cranial nerve under parasympathetic nervous system, released by histamine, so histamine receptors are involved, and release of gastrin from G cells of mucosa. In case of acidity or when there is more release of hydrochloric acid from the stomach, two of the major drug classes are histamine receptor blockers, which block histamine receptors, so less stimulation of gastric acid release. And the others are PPIs or proton pump inhibitors. These are the drugs which inhibit this hydrogen potassium ATP pump. The very last thing we'll discuss here is the absorption of digested nutrients or food molecules from villi, which are finger-like projections in the internal surface of intestine. As you can see, a very clear picture here. So within each villi, there is a capillary to absorb digested nutrients or food molecules. All these capillaries and veins combine to make a single vein, that is hepatic portal vein, which carries all the absorbed nutrients or molecules to the liver, as word hepatic is for liver. Here also can clearly see that how all the veins from intestine combine to make hepatic portal vein, and liver is the first organ which exposes to all the absorbed food molecules. I hope that you guys liked and understood the concept of digestive system. So don't forget to give big thumbs up, like, comment and subscribe my channel. Share the video if you can. See you guys until the next video.